is Alina Rivers. I always believed in fairy tales, the kind where love is strong enough to conquer every storm. I met Zayden Cole during my final year at college. He wasn't just charming, he was calm, composed, and had a way of listening like the world stopped when I spoke. I came from a traditional household, but my heart slowly bent all the rules for him. Days turned into nights of long talks, shared dreams, and promises that felt as real as the sky above. Zayden told me, no matter what, I'll choose you every time. I held on to that sentence like a lifeline. But little did I know, stories often start sweet, then test you in ways you never imagined. After graduation, our families didn't approve. Different expectations, different roots. But love isn't afraid. I fought every voice that said no just to say yes to Zayden. We married in a quiet ceremony at a small town chapel. No big lights, no grand stage, just two hearts and a few close witnesses. That day, I felt like I had finally won my world. We moved into a modest apartment in North Carolina. I decorated every corner with care. Our first couch, our nameplate on the door, our favorite coffee mugs. I was happy, truly. We dreamed of a little one, of building memories, of morning walks and evening talks. But dreams are only peaceful when reality doesn't knock too loud. Our son Noah came like a sunrise. His first cry filled every silence in our home with music. Zayden was proud. He would hold him, hum lullabies, and say, "This is our legacy." I watched them, heart full, thinking, this is life at its best. But slowly the warmth started fading. Zayden got quieter. His phone became his best friend. Dinner became short. Talks became shorter. When I asked, "Is everything okay?" he'd smile, "Just tired." But it wasn't just tiredness. It was distance, a quiet wall I couldn't climb. One evening, I noticed something, a name I'd never heard, yet it showed up on his screen more than mine. I didn't react. I observed. For weeks, I tried harder, cooked his favorite meals, reminded him of our old songs, even planned a weekend away. But Zayden's eyes stopped sparkling when he looked at me. His words were polite, but his heart wasn't home. No, it wasn't another woman I feared. It was losing the man I had built my life around. I started journaling. Writing gave me space where I could cry without tears. I wrote about the version of Zayden I married, the kind one, the thoughtful one. I also wrote about the version now, distant, distracted, disconnected. We still shared a home, but not a world. He still played with Noah, but not with joy. I knew something had shifted, not suddenly, but like a slow sunset, and I stood in the twilight, hoping. One night, I asked him directly, "Are we okay?" He paused. "I don't know," he replied. That was the hardest answer. Not a yes, not a no, just lost. I offered therapy. He shrugged. I suggested a break. He said, "It's your call." That night, I sat beside Noah's crib, watched his tiny fingers move, and promised myself whatever happens, he'll always have love and peace, even if that means redefining what a home looks like. Days passed. I stopped trying to fix what wasn't holding. I focused on Noah, on work, on my garden, on my own breath. Zayden began staying out longer, returning quieter. But now, I didn't beg for time. I spent it on healing. I read books again, danced with Noah in the kitchen, planted flowers on the balcony. And slowly, my heart, though still cracked, began to glow again. Not because Zayden returned, but because I did. Months later, Zayden asked for a conversation. He admitted he felt confused, pressured, lost in roles he didn't know how to play. He didn't blame me. I didn't blame him. We both changed, but we never paused to grow together. He asked, "Can we start again?" And I said, "Only if we both water the same plant, because love isn't about staying, it's about growing, even if sometimes apart." We chose to live separately for a while, not out of anger, but clarity. Zayden moved to a nearby apartment, visited Noah often. We shared responsibilities. But now I had space, and in that space I found strength. I joined a community reading club, started yoga, and began sharing my story anonymously online. People connected, related, and thanked me. Turns out, many silent battles happen behind smiles, and healing begins the moment we stop pretending. Today, I stand stronger. Zayden and I still talk, not like lovers, but like people who once loved deeply. Noah is growing, kind, curious, full of laughter. I've built a life not perfect, but peaceful. And if someone asks me, "Was your love marriage worth it?" I'll say, yes. Because even if I'm not happy with Zayden anymore, I'm happy with myself. And that's a love story too.